Let's start with an animal medicine. Whale. Whale again. We have whale. Seen dog on the bottom of the deck. Whale and dog. They like to come out. Anything else? Whoa. I just saw it. I knew it. Fuck. It was on the other bottom. Like they were split. On the bottom of one half was... On the bottom of the other half was wild boar. We've had all of these recently, but looks like the energy remains. Because my collective remains. Because I'm not making this shit up. Jesus. I'm also seeing buffalo. I kind of want to keep that. We'll see what buffalo's about. It's just to get something different. All right. What about some fairies? We need the fairies. We need it. That, too. All the animals. That's so funny. How are we doing today, guys? Cute. The maiden. That's nice. Auspicious new beginnings. That. Very auspicious. Card 14 and dog is card 14. Interesting. That's temperance in the tarot. Everything's connected. Yesterday we got she of the Krauk or whatever, and today we got he of the fiery sword. He of the fiery sword. Anything else? Whoa! The topsy-turvets again. And the sage. Okay. I do like to film when I'm shuffling because you never know when one might pop out. King of Wands. See? If you see it, you gotta say it. If you see it, you gotta say it. If you see, this is for those who think that they can read. If you see it and you know what the meaning is, then the message got into your brain. That means the message is real. You have to trust what you see. This goes for all signs, all synchronicities, all coincidences. Okay? You have to trust it. And you have to not question it. Five of Cups reversed. Two of Cups reversed. Of Cups reversed. King of Wands reversed. They're all reversed. What's up with this? I knew that the King of Wands was going to come out. Like, cause you're my torchbearers. Why are these all reversed though? Are we not confident? Is there a king or a queen out there? Most likely a king who ain't feeling confident? Let's get a little more. Because sometimes when they're all reversed, I like to flip them upright. I need to somehow indicate whether or not these are upright or reversed. All the other cards were kind of coming upright. When cards are reversed, it's sometimes just like a little bit of an imbalance. Something's imbalanced. Extra information, clarification. One card for each, please. Thank you. Five of Cups. Six of Wands. Two of Cups. Nine of Swords. Six of Cups. The Emperor. Oh my god. With the Empress on the bottom of the deck. At least the Emperor and the Empress are upright. What the hell, guys? Wow. Okay. Whew, okay. Well, we're all trying to become our divine masculine, our divine feminine selves. Okay? We're all trying to become the torchbearers. This is, I can't believe I didn't think of it before. When the King of Wands first started coming out all the time for me, I was really confused because I thought it just had to do with my life, like my personal life. And that's when I started realizing about the torchbearers. That's when I started really tuning into the fact that my collective are going to be the leaders. Why? Because I know that every single reading, in some way, it's going to work for you. Every reading. And I'm reading for my collective, not just me. Duh. But this has even more... Okay, so like I always say, the future leaders are the ones that are the ones that have gone through the most darkness. Are the ones that have gone through their own darkness, have faced their own shadows, and made it out to the sun on the other side. Those are the leaders, right? But also, once we do that, then we create our reality. The King and the Queen of Wands, they're creative, right? The fire element is about passion, creativity, and sexuality. It's your drive. But we're all creative because we all create our world. We create everything. We create our world with our minds. And I got another big channel about this recently. About in the order of things. First, we get given the Ace of Wands. When something new is presented to us. So like first there's the wands. First there's like what our eye sees. Our eyes are drawn to the light. Then we check the cups. right? If after the fire is there, owner card, then the cup is there, the WAP card, the reception. If it spiritually fulfills you, if you feel it as well on an emotional level, it's kind of like Mars and Venus with the Ace of Wands and then the Ace of Cups, right? But then comes the sword. And the sword is what determines the pentacle. It goes in order, all right? So the thing is presented fire. Let's get a little more. Because sometimes when they're all reversed, I like to flip them upright. I need to somehow indicate whether or not these are upright or reversed. All the other cards were kind of coming upright. When cards are reversed, it's sometimes just like a little bit of an imbalance. Something's imbalanced. Extra information clarification. One card for each, please. Thank you. 5 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 6 of Cups, the Emperor. Oh my God. With the Empress on the bottom of the deck. At least the Emperor and the Empress are upright. What the hell, guys? Wow. Okay. Whew, okay. Well, we're all trying to become our divine masculine, our divine feminine selves. Okay? We're all trying to become the torchbearers. This is, I can't believe I didn't think of it before. When the King of Wands first started coming out all the time for me, I was really confused because I thought it just had to do with my life, like my personal life. And that's when I started realizing about the torchbearers. That's when I started really tuning into the fact that my collective are going to be the leaders. Why? Because I know that every single reading, in some way, it's going to work for you. Every reading. And I'm reading for my collective, not just me. Duh. But this has even more. Okay. So like I always say, the future leaders are the ones that are the ones that have gone through the most darkness, are the ones that have gone through their own darkness, have faced their own shadows and made it out to the sun on the other side. Those are the leaders, right? But also, once we do that, then we create our reality. The King and the Queen of Wands, they're creative, right? The fire element is about passion, creativity, and sexuality. It's your drive. But we're all creative because we all create our world. We create everything. We create our world with our minds. And I got another big channel about this recently, about in the order of things. First, we get given the Ace of Wands. When something new is presented to us, like first there's the wands. First there's like what our eye sees. Our eyes are drawn to the light. Then we check the cups, right? If after the fire is there, owner card, then the cup is there, the WAP card, the reception. If it spiritually fulfills you, if you feel it as well on an emotional level, it's kind of like Mars and Venus with the Ace of Wands and then the Ace of Cups, right? But then comes the sword. And the sword is what determines the pentacle. It goes in order, all right? So the thing is presented fire. The emotion is there. We feel it. So if we're talking about love here, or if we're talking about a career or something, first there's the drive. First there's the inspiration. First there's the passion. Then if the feeling is there, that's great. But then we got to think about it. We have to, because we're human and because we have brains. But our thinking about it is the double-edged sword. That's what creates it. That's what really brings it into the reality with the pentacle. The sword is double-edged. It's our thoughts about the feelings. It's our thoughts about the inspiration. It's our thoughts about the desire, wands. It's our thoughts about the feelings, cups. It's our thoughts, swords, that make it into what it is. If we believe it, if we get our mind out of the way, then it's gonna be good. Our mind creates whatever it is. Our mind makes it so. Thoughts about the thing, whether or not they're good or bad, if we just start spinning on it, we're just gonna start spinning on everything, thinking about it all the time, then we get blocked. Then we block the thing that we desire. Then we block the inspiration. We block the new beginnings because we're thinking too much. Or if we think that it's not real, or we think that it's not good, if we start not believing, we have a desire, we have a passion, we have a love, we have spirit, we have the ability to feel fulfilled. But if we worry about it, is it going to sustain me? Is it really for me? Is it whatever? Then it won't come to pass. Do you understand? The sword is what makes the pentacle. And then when we get too stuck with the pentacles because of the thoughts that we've had for a long time, we've been thinking in a certain way for a really long time. And it has created our reality. It has created our world, okay? So yeah, it is you who created it, right? Mixed with your parents and how they thought, and the people around you and how they think, and the collective belief, all right? But mostly it's us. It's what we decide to look at. And that's how we change our reality too. That's how we change the physical reality. It's by how we look at it, the sword, and how we think about it, the sword, okay? So for a long time, we've been creating something, and then we get stuck with it because it's the physical. We get stuck with it for a while. That's that downward pointing pentacle of the devil, right? We get stuck with it, and then we need to alchemize again. We need to burn it up again. We need to burn it up again with the fire. Follow the fire, baby. That's what that's part of what that totemism is about. We go back to what inspires us. We go back to what lights us up inside. My torchbearers. And then we think about it again. New opportunities are always popping up. They're always coming for you. We don't always see them because we get too stuck in our own ways. We get too stuck in the way that, like I've talked about before recently, our mind and our thoughts make literal, physical pathways in our brains. And then they go in that direction quicker and quicker and quicker. We get used to it. It's the ruts in the road. When you drive your truck down a dirt road over and over and over and over and over again, then it's going to create ruts in the road. And then it becomes hard to steer your way out of that shit. But you can. And we have to. If you want to change, then you have to change your mind. Because the passion is there. You know what your passion is. You know what you love. Cups. You know what turns you on. So believe it. Believe it with that sword. Believe it. Because that's the only way to change your reality, my friends. You are king and you are queen. You are your divine self. There is no question. Stop questioning it. Remove the sword from the stone, King Arthur. I said this recently in a caption. No. To determine whether Arthur was king did not physically mean, it was not a literal sword in a literal stone. No, it was extracting the truth from what was stuck. It's extracting the truth, the clarity, from what weighs you down, from what keeps you stuck and bound of the earth. Store not your treasures on earth. Good channel this morning. We cannot worry. We can't be like this. You create a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is Oedipus. Do you know the story of Oedipus? And look, this is the oracle. Do you know the story of Oedipus? If you don't, look it up. We don't need to get hung up on the whole mother-son thing about it. It's more about the self-fulfilling prophecy. It's more about if you run from it, the Two of Cups reversed. Coming reversed. Maybe it's because of this. Okay, so sometimes the Two of Cups, when it's reversed, and it doesn't have to be, it could be that these people actually do see eye to eye, right? This could be about a friendship. It can be about a love partnership. It could be about a business partnership. That's what the Two of Cups is about. It's about seeing eye to eye or not. It's about reciprocation or not. It's about coming into contact with the other. Sometimes it is my twin souls. It's my card of the soul twins as well, but not always, right? It indicates a relationship. But someone's too worried about it, and they're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy about it. It keeps them up at night. It makes them cry over spilt milk. Look at the past dragging her down. The mistakes she's made. The fear of making the same mistakes in the future, making her refuse the two cups that are standing because she's so busy wallowing in her sadness. He or she. La Rona. There are two cups. But if you stay focused on this, you will never be successful. Six of Wands. Let me get a little more. Wow, guys. This is the only way. This is the Four of Swords. We need to have a stable mind. Emperors, 4. Stable mind. I want a different deck. 15 minutes already. Holy shit. I have no idea how we are at 15 minutes already. I mean, Ace of Wands. Swing. Get the sun. This is going to have to be a long one today. This feels important. When I start channeling like this Grand Water Trine, guys, it's Mars. Mars, come on. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get a little more information. Information clarification, please. If this is a couple, you know, if this is a love situation, with this Emperor and this Empress coming out, excuse me, they are a divine pair. They came out right after each other. Upright. Someone's questioning that. Someone's questioning it so much. This is destiny. Someone just has to rise up and do what they know they have to do. Judgment. It's time to extract that motherfucking sword. I love the Six of Cups in this deck. And I had that whole channel about the Snow Queen. It's so good. This is Kai and Gerda. She doesn't give up on him, but it's reversed. Let's find out. Someone's not giving. I think the Emperor is not giving, maybe. That's why we see the Six of Cups reversed. Here's the Lovers. Just saw the two. Yeah, look at this, guys. These are the biggest decisions. These are the biggest decisions. These are the only decisions in the Major Arcana. This is the only places where the path splits. And they come every second. Every second. Remember, there's big spins and there's little spins. Okay? Every second we come to a crossroads. And that crossroads, that choice that we make at the level of the Lovers that happens every second, is the choice of how to think. The choice of where to put our attention. And we have to practice. We have to practice. This is the way to get to the new Earth, my friends. This is what this Mercury retrograde is going to be about. First, there's the fire, Mars. Then there's the feelings, the water. It's all coming to you now. Now's the time to take action, Mars. Now's the time to cut this shit out. It comes down to the way we think, and that helps us jump timelines. The wheel is spinning faster now, my friends. It's spinning faster. That means karma's gonna come faster. Manifestations are gonna come faster. When you think negative thoughts, go look in the mirror. You look like shit. If you start to feel good about yourself, go look in the mirror. You're gonna look good. All right? You start to feel good in your heart, in your stomach. You relax your mind and you go out into the world. Look at the good things that come to you. If you worry, if you stress, if you fear, go out into your day and watch the shit. Watch the shit come at you. Eventually, the more it spins, and the more it spins, even if you don't know clearly what's to come at the level of the Lovers, you know that you gotta get up and you gotta try your fucking best. I shock myself with these channels sometimes. I did not think I was just gonna come on here and yell today. Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Toad, and I'm here with your daily transmission from the Toad realm. I'm here to bring light to the darkness. Sun and Leo in the 12th house. I'm not afraid to tell you my chart. A lot of astrologers are. It's the death energy. The 12th house is more about death, in my opinion, than the 8th house. Ask me why. I dare ya. Okay, let's figure this out. Please clarify the 6 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. The Empress. The Empress is holding on. Maybe she should let go. Maybe she should let go already. It's keeping her stuck. There's an Empress out there who's holding on to something. There's clarity around something. What is this? Oh, okay, well, Lovers. Swords reversed. She hasn't had enough boundaries. So now she's actually trying to have, there's a divine feminine who needs to stabilize, who needs to bring the masculine into her life, as in she needs to find the Emperor within herself. So she needs to save some money. She needs to have better boundaries, because she's been giving too much of herself away, I think. She's also not seeing something clearly, but something is beginning to be shown to her, I believe, with the 7 of Cups reversed. It could be that she's just, it could be an addiction, just drowning something out, or just refusing to see something clearly. She needs to have better boundaries. She needs to be the Queen of Swords. For others, this has more to do with her holding on to something or someone, because she doesn't see something clearly. Because she doesn't know. Maybe. Anything else about that? Please clarify. 5 of Swords. Justice. There was a fight. For some people, there was a big fight. Or someone walked away. Please clarify the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. Please clarify the 2 of Cups and the... Jesus. Queen of Swords. Yeah, with Justice again. Someone is so... Okay, this came up yesterday. I think someone's afraid that someone's going to cut someone out, or someone's going to be too bitchy or too cold when some truth comes in. Someone's blocking. Someone's refusing to not see the truth. Someone is refusing to not see the light. King of Wands. Reversed. but with the world reversed. I think this Empress needs to cut out someone who's not a torchbearer. There is an Empress out here who's like, okay, they've been refusing to see that something's not balanced and something's not reciprocated with the Two of Cups reversed. It's not going to lead to the Ten of Pentacles. It's not really the Six of Cups. Six of Cups reversed. There's no giving. There's no healthy exchange. There's no balance with the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups reversed. Maybe he's just not ready to be an emperor, you know? She needs to cut it out. She needs to see clearly. She needs to stop holding on. This is about love for some, and for some it is, you know? Please clarify the Emperor and the Six of Cups. It can be disappointing, but what do I always say? When we get to the Three of Swords, those three swords in that heart, life still starts there. It's the Empress. It's when we're born. Please clarify the Emperor and the Six of Cups. The Emperor. Why? Why? They're a match. Both upright. Both decks. But what about him with the Six of Cups reversed? He's moving slowly. I keep seeing there is Wheel of Fortune. It's just a pattern. There's a pattern that needs to be broken. What is this? Please clarify the Six of Cups. King of Swords. King and Queen of Swords always. What the fuck? Because he's just acting so cold, unemotionally. This is like an Aquarian type energy, right? That's why the King of Wands is reversed. He's just all up in his head. He's probably thinking negatively, right? Please clarify. He's worried about his money and his finances, but it's just scarcity mindset. Money is an energy just like everything else. Everything of the earth can be changed with our mindset. It's time to hold on to this new way of thinking, guys. He thinks he's not the King of Pentacles. Ten of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Please clarify the Empress. Knight of Cups. I think it's death. The Empress needs to master death. She needs to let go. It's pretty simple. It's time to let in the truth. Time to let in the truth. Sorry, guys. Do not settle, Empresses. Do not settle. Don't worry. This Empress she's not accepting any cups, but she's not accepting any cups either, okay? You need to be able to stay open to all possibilities, guys. You need to be able to remain in the three, you know. Stay open. Stay open. If someone's not giving you what you want or what you deserve, then you wait for that. You wait for it. It will come if you believe it. Yeah, the Star. It will come if you believe. Let it die, let it die, let it die. What's yours will simply find you. The Manifestor card. You have all of the tools. King of Wands. We create our reality. Those that are going to get through are the ones who are going to realize that. That's how we break out of the matrix. This is how we break out. This is how we break out of our programming. We use our mind. We use our mind. It's a double-edged sword. Victory comes only from how you view and how you think and what you say. It's time. It is time. It is time to change the way that we're thinking. It's time to cut out of our life anything that does not serve us. We are the kings and the queens. It's time to have control. It is time to have control, my emperors. You are the magician. We are all the magicians. If you are here tuning into this, it means you are on the verge. You are on the verge of a huge, huge transformation. Huge. You are starting to really see this. Look at the colors. This is us choosing our characters. This is us before we even start playing the game on the home screen, when we can still see the entire map, when we can still, before we get too caught up in the game of life and forget that we have all the power. Part of the game is forgetting because in order to break out is to remember. That's like, it's the keys. It is the tools that become unlocked as we play the game. We start to unlock all of these tools and realize that we have all the power. The wand is the real instrument. Now, in the original tarot, like here, they put the wand, they put it all down, right? But in the original, at least in the Tarot de Marseille, the Marseille Tarot, he's holding the wand. And it's just the sword, the cup, and the pentacle there. Why? Because we pick up the wand. We follow the fire. Believe, guys. Jesus. Believe. Number 1. 1 and 0. The Fool and the Magician. It's upright now. It's upright. All right, my King of Wands, the Emperor. It's time to take action. Mars with Saturn and Jupiter. This is so benefic, guys. If you are getting the urge to do something, it is time. It is time. The Page of Cups just flew out. Third, Topsy-turvets, that was about seeing things from a different perspective, right? It's kind of like the Hanged Man. 51. Topsy-turvets, change of viewpoint. Fresh looks, new way of seeing. It's a new way of seeing, guys. The Ace of Swords. Turn your perspective upside down. When life is confusing, the turvets may come to visit you. Nothing draws them like a bit of mental muddle. They don't chase our disarray. We are very good at doing that for ourselves and for each other. But they are attracted to it. Confusion is an important stage of growth, and they delight in helping things grow. They live everywhere. Not only humans need their help, and are exceedingly busy. Fortunately, they are quite prolific, so there are a lot of them. When the topsy-turvets show up, it indicates that someone needs to look again, to make an effort to see things from a different point of view. It suggests that confusion may exist because we are asking the wrong questions, or perhaps we have made assumptions that are incorrect. You need to just have, if someone needs to have a conversation, just have it. I need to stop talking like that. It might be hard for some. It's hard for some. We all have our reasons. It's okay. The turvet asks us to back up, to question our assumptions, and try to see things from a viewpoint, and try to see things from the viewpoint of the other people involved in our muddle. They ask us to let go of our attachment to our own point of view and stop saying ought and should, especially about other people. Most emphatically, they suggest that we start trying to see things as they really are instead of as someone thinks they should be. God is going to lead you to what is meant for you. You need to get your mind out of the way. The Maiden signifies new beginnings and growth. You couldn't ask for a more auspicious card than this if you were beginning something new. Spontaneity, joy, growth, exhilaration, and promise for the future are signified here. Someone just does not believe in themselves. They don't believe that they can have the new beginnings that are everywhere. There's a new beginning for you. Guys, that's what I was channeling before that I got sidetracked about. We're all really going through an awakening. This is really happening, guys. It's in the astrology. Some people are making it through. Have you been feeling it? The signs are everywhere. The matrix is breaking down. This is what Neptune is doing. It's going to make things really confusing and really weird. There's going to be signs and synchronicities everywhere. And those that believe are the ones that are going to get to the new earth. That are going to get to their new reality. The ones that don't are going to they're going to hold on to what they think protects them. This is false security. They're trying to scare us right now. No food stamps, no benefits. They're trying to scare us with the physical. But this is just one pillar, and we control it. They know that we are waking up to this, and quickly. And so they're doubling down on the fear. They're doubling down. Okay? So we have to rise up. We have to claw our way out of the funk. She of the Crown was the receptive principle. So let me guess. He of the fiery sword, active principle. The active principle, spiritual will, justice, and protection. That's the sword. He of the fiery sword. Guys, the symbology has been throughout time. The myths, the stories, the legends, the cartoons, they hold the keys. Look at this power that you hold in your hand. The fiery sword is the archetype of all magical and mundane swords. And written upon the blade are the words, "Draw me not without cause, nor return me without honor." His fiery sword illuminates truth and dispels non-truth. We can call upon the master of the fiery sword when we have difficult things to do. This is really hard for someone. Communication could be really hard for someone. Their mind. Someone could have an issue with their mind, with the way that they see things, with their point of view. When we need to take action that is going to require much of us, both in will and in compassion. This is the Mars. This is the Mars trine Saturn, Saturn trine Jupiter, Jupiter trine Mars. He of the fiery sword, the active principle, the masculine principle. The emperors do the action. The feminines do the reception. Another of the oracle group reminds us, he will do what needs to be done with love. When looking at this card, my neighbor saw it not as a sword, but as a feather of light. The pen is mightier than the sword. He saw it as a symbol of the ability to fly, to rise above things. An oracle group member saw it as someone reaching up, ascending, surrounded by multiple reflections, and filled with light and power. To understand this card more fully, please read the comments on She of the Crowd, which is the next card. They are two halves of the same whole. Hey, the Emperor and the Empress are two halves of the same whole. Like, look at Mary. Our Lady de Guadalupe and King Arthur. The presence of the fiery sword's master in a reading can indicate that there is a need for clear and focused will and determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. Or he can tell us that such will and strength is present in regard to the issues under consideration. We need to consider how he is expressing his will and strength and how that expression may be enhanced or improved. This is the singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being. It is this singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. He indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. The presence of this card in a reading radiates strength and willpower to the cards around it. So we know dog is, of course, about loyalty. Buffalo is prayer and abundance. Buffalo medicine is a sign that you achieve nothing without the aid of the Great Spirit, and that you must be humble enough to ask for the assistance and then be grateful for what you receive. If someone isn't on the same level of it's time to say goodbye, you honor that. This is a time for prayer. We need to have a walking prayer, guys. A walking prayer. Buffalo, wild boar. That was confrontation, right? And it was the warrior who told a lie. He told a lie. It's about confronting the parts of yourself. It can be about confronting others with some sort of truth. That, remember, is rebirth. It's the hanged man and then death. So seeing things from a different perspective, that's also the topsy-turvets, right? We need to flip our perspective and see things from the other's point of view. Okay? We need to accept that point of view. We need to release. We need to surrender. We need to let go. And then there's whale. That was the first one. Whale's the record keeper. Oh, 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 oh. That song. That's the song of the day. Whale, record keeper. We know all the things. The record. She's in the Hall of Records. Look at this. I love the High Priestess on this one. That's fucking dope. There is someone here who has access to the Akashic Records. Hi. I'm learning to read them better. Okay. My mind can sometimes get in the way, especially of my own records, right? But someone does. We all do. We all have access to the records. We can all know through practice, through trust. Whale medicine people are coded in their DNA to understand that sound frequencies can bring up records in the memories of ancient knowledge. I love this, the whale with the star there. It's so beautiful. They are usually clairaudient or able to hear both very low and very high frequencies. That's me. I cannot stand the EMFs. Oh my God. Drive me crazy. Pay attention. They are usually also psychically developed and fairly telepathic. Now, you and your soul twin will be telepathic. You're going to speak to each other in strange ways, you know, and it's not always very obvious. This is how it works with empaths too. Like, we don't always realize, like, before you become aware of your own powers, because we all have this power, before you become aware of your own powers, you might just think you're crazy. You might just think that, you know, hearing ringing in your ears, thinking thoughts. The more sure you get, that's how you access your psychic abilities, is by being sure of them. Many times, however, they are not awakened to their gifts until it is time to use the stored records. So, yeah, like a lot of the times we can't know the Akashic records until we're ready to know. You know, a lot of the time it's when we've healed the masculine and the feminine within ourselves, when we're coming into alignment with our divine feminine or our divine masculine, when we're ready to see. Otherwise, we're still just learning. We're always learning. Many whale medicine people are able to tap into the universal mind of Great Spirit and have no idea how or why they know what they know. Because I just say things and I don't know why I'm saying them until the very end of the reading. You know? We all do that. You have to trust. You have to trust everything around you. Trust. When we start getting out of our own way is when miracles start to happen. When we get our mind out of the way is when miracles start to happen. They happen every day. Only later, when they receive confirmation, do they begin to understand how they know or why they received the impressions. Whale medicine teaches us to use sound and frequencies that balance our emotional bodies and heal our physical forms. Use the solfeggio frequencies. Listen to binaural beats on your headphones. Do it. Do it. Listen to happy music if you're depressed. To recall why the shaman's drum brings healing and peace is to align with Whale's message. The drum is the universal heartbeat that aligns all beings heart to heart. Before the advent of speech and the primordial language, hand signs were used, and many tribes were silent most of the time. The language that was understood was the sound of Great Spirit's other creatures, the animals. I mean, I always get this message with the divine counterparts. You're going to be telepathic. You're going to be able to speak without speaking. There doesn't have to be a lot of conversation. There's an inner knowing. And you have to trust that. When you stop trusting, it becomes so. If you pulled Whale card, you are being asked to tap into the records and allow yourself to be sung by those who have the original language. So listen up. We are the only creatures who do not have our own unique cry or call. Find yours. Allow your voice to use the sound to release tension and emotions. Scream into a pillow. Scream into a pillow. Do it. Whale signals a time of finding your origins, of seeing your overall destiny as coded in your DNA. This is destined, guys. So whether or not you need to leave someone, leave one person that you have a soul contract with in order to learn, in order to find your true counterpart, or you need to come together with your true counterpart. And when that happens, once you find your true counterpart, there still is work to do. A lot of it. Because it will bring up everything else. It will bring up the rest of the blocks. What is blocking you from coming into alignment and finding your happily ever after, your true fulfillment, your material, and your great works and your fountain of love? This can mean a time of letting go of old habits and of assuming the position in life that prepares you for rebirth, judgment, or in some cases, initiation. This is so judgment. In every case, bat signals rebirth of some part of yourself or the death of old patterns. If you resist your destiny, it can be a long, drawn-out, or painful death. Someone has been resisting their destiny. It's just that simple. The universe is always asking you to grow and become your future. To do so, you must die the shaman's death. Death and rebirth. Wow. Okay, I did not expect this to be such a long reading. We're supposed to align and then do great works. If we can truly release all blocks that are standing in the way of the Emperor and the Empress coming together, if we can dissolve all the blocks, then we can do great things together. But it requires you accepting the truth of your destiny. Accepting, okay, well, this was nice, I guess. Intense. Hold on to that new way of thinking. The power is ours. You are the magician. Don't forget it. Hey, love you, bye.